Hello YouTube, this is Charlie426, and today we have the review of the 52Toys Beastdrive Lightning Lizard. So yeah, this is the latest Beastdrive that has been released. So I think it took orders a few days, like a week ago, and the moment it came out, the moment they start selling this on AliExpress, I ordered it immediately and received it recently. So yeah, so it's called Lightning Lizard. So as you can tell, it transforms into a flying lizard. So I guess the best way I can describe this would be a wyvern. So like, you know, stuff like Razihel, kind of like from Monster Hunter. So yeah, so I am going to make a quick comparison with the previous version, which was Drive Pterano, and then I am also going to mention another Beastdrive lineup to avoid any confusion as well. So here is the box as well. And yes, for those who are curious, I did actually pre-order Cyclops, which is a big giant Beastdrive truck that can take in these guys as well, maybe one or two, one Beastdrive and then two Beast Box depending on your configuration, and it transforms into a big giant mech gorilla. So I'm really looking forward for that as well. Alright, so before we get on to the review, let's go over the components. So first of all, what you get, of course, is obviously the Beastdrive itself. So just to give you guys a quick information on these things is that the moment you open the box, you'll have a main car frame. So there's going to be a main car frame. So these wheels and everything, the base frame will be pre-built as well. And then you'll have a few plot plates or build plates as well. So you cut them off as mentioned in the manual, and then you slap them onto the vehicle frame, and then you should end up something like this as well. So there is some part building that is required as well. So if you build Gunpla, this should be a cakewalk for you as well. Other than that, we get the typical stuff. So number one, we get a catalog, nothing too special there, and then we do get some stickers and decals as well, because depending on the Beastdrive, like the first one, which was I forgot what it was called, but I think yeah, Wheel Raptor, he was pure white, so some people thought it was a little bit boring, so a lot of people would actually color them or just apply the sticker decals that were included. So this one also comes with it, but once again, at least this one's more colorful. And then we get the instruction manual as well. The instruction manual will actually start off right away to start building overall the thing rather than the transformation. So yeah, so it's just not you cut off the parts and then put it on the car. They actually tell you to like transform a certain part of these and then apply the parts. So yeah, it's actually very user friendly as well. Alright, so let me get this off the stand before I get dizzy. So yeah, here is the latest Lightning Lizard, and this is the previous one that shares the same frame, which is Drive Pterano. So yeah, they may look very different, but once again, these actually share the same frame, the inner frame I'm talking about. So the car frame as well. And here is the Wheel Raptor. So as you can see, this one actually has a different frame compared to this, because this one transforms into like a Velociraptor kind of thing, so they cannot share the same thing. It just happens to be that these are in car format, but just because it's Beastdrive doesn't mean everything is in car format. There's actually ones that transforms into jets. So the shark ones transforms from jet to shark, and then there's the squirrel ones which surprisingly transforms from jet to squirrel, so or rabbit. So yeah, just wanted to point that out as well. So these are not the same frame as these ones as well. Alright, so that was a quick comparison. So let's see what we got. So in vehicle form, there's not much to show because it's a vehicle. It has wheels, it can roll as well, though the wheels are in plastic, and in this case, compared to Drive Pterano, the bottom section is a little bit more full and complicated, so which is why I think depending on how you structure this, some wheels may not roll as freely compared to others as well. So just wanted to point that out. So you can see this is, moderately okay, and this one is as full and messy. So yeah, I am having one slight issue that, as you can see, one side is not going up as much as I want to compared to this side. But I don't know, there might be something I'm doing wrong, or maybe I need to sand off a few parts. But yeah. In this form, there's not much to show. There's not much articulation, but once again, you can open the cockpit section up and then reveal a small version of the animal that this thing transforms to. Since this transforms into like a flying lizard / wyvern, we also get something similar to that. So the previous one we came in was a mini pterano. This one, yeah, I guess, yeah, something similar, a mini wyvern baby kind of thing going on. This is also, you actually need to build this, so you have to in between, you have the clear piece, slap two pieces together, and then you connect the wings. So because these wings are actually ball jointed, so yeah. and they actually do fit in the cockpit very well, and then you can still transform them without with them inside or without them inside, so because it doesn't really matter that much at this point as well. So I'm just gonna take this one out just for your reference, and I'll be right back with the transformed version because it's gonna take a little bit too long for the video to put everything in the process. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So here we have Lightning Lizard in its beast form as well. So once again, transformation is pretty straightforward. I mean, if you tried any previous Beast Box or Beast Drive lineups, this shouldn't be too difficult as well. Or if you are Transformers collectors and you transform your figures a lot, then there should be no issues in doing this as well. All right, so once again, I do really think they did a really good job on trying to get the overall flying lizard look. So basically a wyvern style design here. So yeah, in this form we will go over some articulation as well because there are some interesting parts as well. So let's see what we got. So we have the head. So head, obviously it's built on a clear piece in the middle, and then you slap on a few more pieces, and then you put on the blue horn. But once again, I think the overall yellow, blue, and then the clear green plastic combination is a really good touch as well. And opening the mouth is no problem, and we get actually some teeth detail. So very well done. And then the head articulation is kind of interesting because the way how you're building this part, you have a mid ball joint in there, so you can go. Oh, that's the entire neck. So let me get a pretty good grip. So you do have a little bit of, you're supposed to have a little bit of movement here. So yeah, you do get a left to right movement, and then up and down a little bit as well. So down you can actually go more than you think, and then upward not so much. And then so because of the way how it's connected, it's not straight. The ball joint is facing forward. It's not facing forward, but actually facing downward. So do be careful. So because of the structure 360 twist, it's not going to be possible. But we do also have another neck joint that allows it to go even more left to right. So you do get some extra movement of that as well. And then the entire up and down thing, this is more for the transformation, but yeah, it does exist. Alright, so for the wings, so each wing they should have the exact same articulation, so I'll be only looking at one part. So here we have the main joint here, which allows us to go forward and backward, although mostly for the transformation aspect, but still exists. And then we have another joint here that allows the wing to go up and down 90 degrees, upwards and downwards, depending on your preference. And then we do have another mid joint here, mostly because of the transformation, but we do have another joint here. It's kind of difficult to tell how much this moves, but it should be enough of what you're trying to do so. And then on this end tip, we have another joint here that allows the end tip wing to move forward and backward. And then we have this clear piece which can move forward and backward, but mostly because of the transformation. But in Lightning Lizard form, this should be outwards like this. Well done. And then now that we have this piece, but mostly from the transformation, so I'm not going to mention this too much. And then in this section we can open the cockpit with no problem as well. So if you have if you want to put your minifigure in, you can do that, or as far as I know, or based on the information I've heard, you can put in some Diaclone figures and call it a day. Alright, now the feet. Now at first I think even on my previous one, I didn't really mention this part as well. Well, these actually do work as feet, because if you look at the inside, you can see there's a two joint, so allows the feet to go forward and backward. It's kind of difficult to get a proper grip here, so here we go. So you do have another forward and backward movement, and then you can see there's another white joint there that gives you an ankle pivot. So yeah, and well, as much as it may look possible, they don't really stand on their own. So you're gonna have to use those extra wings to get to counterbalance the whole situation. So yeah. So I'm just doing this in a really quick manner. So but yeah, it is possible to make this pose like it's walking on ground if you want to do so. All right, and then finally let's get the tails here. Oh yeah, if you are curious, the main connection of the legs are in ball joints, so no big deal. Now the tail, once again, you can see on the main connection is a ball joint, so you do have a nice movement going on here, ball joint, and then on this section also another ball joint, so rotation and up and down, left to right movement should be no problem. Now the end tip, not a ball joint, it's a clear piece, so you do have a little bit left and right, but it's a very stiff piece, so do be careful, you don't want to snap off anything as well. So if you want, yep, that was close. Now even though it's a ball joint, there is a limit on how much it can go, so if you want to, you might want to do something like this as well, although yeah, this one is more for the transformation. Going this much down is mostly for the transformation, but yeah, you do have some free range of movement for the tail as well. And I'm not going to be making comparisons with Drive Pterano because once again, pretty much same format. That's a dinosaur. This one's a wyvern. So I don't think it's really necessary to make a huge comparison as well. Other than that, we saw the clear pieces here, and even this part. At first, I was confused on my previous review. I wasn't sure what this piece was, but turns out these are supposed to be the claws/hands of the wyverns as well. So they did consider a lot of like design aspects here and there. So we're very well done. So although regarding this, there are some parts that do collide with each other, like a certain peg will try to collide with another piece when you're trying to transform, but it's not really a big deal as well. So you can see there are a lot of these ports here, pegs in the hole, so if you want to slap on more weapons, you can do that. But of course, transforming them, when you're trying to transform them back into their other form, it may affect that. So if you're trying to transform this thing, do take off any custom parts possible, so that you don't actually mess up or ruin anything in the transformation process. Anyway, that is pretty much it for Lightning Lizard. So for this lineup, there are supposed to be three, same as Real Raptor. There was Real Raptor, and then Naughty Saur, and then there's supposed to be a third one, which is, I'm not sure what color it is, but it has to be, it looks more defensive, it has more shields. This one, in this lineup case, first we had Drive Pterano, which was a pterodactyl. Second being Lightning Lizard, which is a flying wyvern, and then third is supposed to be a bat. Yeah, you heard me, bat. Although I'm not sure if they're gonna go with pure black color because, you know, Batman, but still, so far every third version has not come out yet. Even for the sharks, we had the blue one, and then we had the red one, but the third, which is supposed to be a whale shark, did not come out. So I'm not sure what's the deal with that. Hopefully they do release them eventually, but yeah, so far we have not gotten any of the third versions as well. Anyway, that was pretty much it. If you guys got any questions or requests, leave a comment below. I still have more stuff to buy and build and make reviews out, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time.